Hey guys, Tim and Shauna from Punk Rope, and we're here to talk to you about jump rope beginner mistake number 4, which is the kickback. Others call it the donkey kick. It involves flexing the knees, bringing the heels up, and you can hear the impact. Does not feel that good. So how do we fix it? Well, first of all, why do we do it? Basically, it's a reflex. The rope's coming around and your primitive brain sees the rope and thinks, oh my God, that is a saber-toothed tiger. It is coming to eat me and I better get my feet out of the way. So naturally, we don't want to be eaten, at least most of us, so we get the feet out of the way. Now the remarkable thing is generally when we put the rope down, we don't do that. So one of the first fixes is shadow jumping, no rope, and you'll notice that Shauna and just about everybody in the world will not kick back when they are jumping without a rope. The second thing you can try is a wrist trainer, which we conveniently have in our shop, and we sell them as a pair. The pair is the same price as a full jump rope, but here Shauna has one, and now she's practicing turning the rope with her wrist, jumping simultaneously, and again, there is no kickback, and I'd say 99.9% of the population will not kick back while using a wrist trainer. The other option would be a full rope folded in half, which simulates a wrist trainer. It's not quite as comfortable, it's heavier, but it works, it does the trick. And then we've got some other ideas for you. So one that I've always liked is pointing your toes down as you leave the ground, but that's a little bit tough for some people to wrap their heads around. So foot goes down, which yeah, that is what we call plantar flexion, if you want to get technical. But perhaps more effective are Shauna's methods, which we have 3 tools that you can try. So the first one she's going to show you is a conventional yoga block. Now the yoga block is going to go between your thighs, and it is lengthwise. That gives her more surface to squeeze, and you don't have to squeeze crazy tight, but you got to squeeze tight enough that that block's not going to fall out. Now we would try that jump again, and you're going to find that, and here Shauna's going to actually jump with the rope. You're going to find that while squeezing that block and turning the rope, it's very difficult to kick back. It's not impossible, but it would really take a pretty massive effort. Now, if you don't have a yoga block, but you have a towel, this is a pretty basic, I think this is a large hand towel or a small bath towel. So you probably wouldn't want to use a bath sheet, that's too big. And a small hand towel is probably too small, but this is just about right. And most of us have something like this at home, so we can use a towel between the thighs. Or this is a, yeah, this is more hardcore. This is a, I believe it's a 5 or 6 inch playground ball that happens to be deflated a fair bit, so it's got a lot of give to it. And so we can place that between the thighs and squeeze. And again, it's the same idea that we're going to activate those muscles of the inner thigh, and that's going to prevent us from kicking back. Now you can also have a coach present, or virtual coach, or friend, partner. A mirror works pretty well too. But the main thing, like with all the other habits we're trying to eliminate, is as soon as you notice, it's all about awareness, as soon as you notice you're kicking back, you got to call timeout and stop, and then try one of these methods, either the yoga block, or the ball or the towel or just your wrist trainer spinning to the side or just your shadow jumping with no rope. Break the habit first and then you should be good to go. Now the last thing we want to talk to you about is...
Well, one important point.
Oh.
While you use the yoga block, I won't bore you with why it works. The problem. But just to make sure it does, you have to pull your abdominals in.
Okay, there you go.
The reason why you kick back is you're arching back. So you squeeze, but then think of driving the squeeze stuff more to the front. And then
So
you don't
pull those abs in, engage that core,
make it work better.
and it should work well. Now the last thing we're going to leave you with, and this is somewhat risky only because your toes are going to be vulnerable, but often when we kick back, you know, we're wearing conventional sneakers. A lot of you are wearing running shoes, and they have very good cushioning typically. If you take your shoes off, because you're not going to have that cushioning any longer, you're going to feel that impact from your kickback considerably more than you would with shoes on, and that alone can help you train yourself out of it, because nobody wants to feel that pressure on their foot and their ankle and their knees and so on. So Shana's just going to do a few jumps this way. This is kind of self-correcting. And again, you've got to do that at your own risk and not with a cable rope, because it's going to hurt like the dickens if it hits your toes. But just something you might want to consider trying. Little barefoot jumping, or you could certainly put on socks. Okay guys, so some solutions for jump rope beginner mistake number 4, the kickback. Thanks for joining us. Give us a thumbs up if this was helpful. Subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions, jot them down below and we will answer them as soon as we can. We'll see you next time.